The Sturmgeschütz 3, or Stug 3, was an assault gun produced by Germany during World War II. It was the most produced fully tracked armoured fighting vehicle and the second most produced German armoured combat vehicle of any type after the SD-KFC 251 half-track. It was built on a slightly modified Panzer III chassis, replacing the turret with an armoured fixed superstructure called a casemate. Mounting a more powerful gun, initially intended as a mobile assault gun for direct fire support for infantry, the Stug 3 was continually modified to fit a wide array of roles. The Stug was conceptualized by German General Erich von Manstein. The initial proposal was from Manstein, submitted to General Ludwig Beck in 1935, suggesting that Sturm artillery units should use direct fire support roles for infantry divisions. On the 15th of June 1936, Daimler-Benz AG received an order to develop an armoured fighting infantry support vehicle capable of mounting a 7.5 cm or 2.95 inch caliber artillery piece. The gun's mount, fixed, fully integrated casemate superstructure was intended to allow a limited traverse of a minimum of 25 degrees and provide overhead protection for the crew. The height of the vehicle was not to exceed that of the average soldier. Its statistics are average for a tank at the time, with a top speed of 25 miles an hour, a range of 96 miles, and a weight of 21 tons. As the Stug was designed to fill an infantry close support combat role, early models were fitted with the howitzer low pattern velocity 7.5 cm Stug 37L/24 gun, similar to those used on the earliest versions of the fully turreted Panzer IV. Low velocity shells are lightly built of thin steel and carry a large charge of explosive to destroy soft-skinned targets and blast fortifications. These rounds are called heat rounds, or high explosive anti-tank, and are effective against fortified targets. They use a shaped charge with a conical cavity that concentrates its explosive energy into a very high velocity jet of molten metal, usually copper, moving upwards of 60,000 miles an hour, capable of piercing thick armour. In the Stug's case, this was about 80mm to 100mm of rolled steel. After the Germans encountered the Soviet KV-1 and T-34 tanks, the Stug was equipped with a high-velocity 7.5cm Stug 40 L-43 main gun, and in the autumn of 1942 with the slightly longer 7.5cm Stug 40 L-48 gun. These high-velocity guns were the same as those mounted on the Panzer IV for anti-tank use, but the heavy steel wool shells could also be used against fortifications, but mainly against armour. The Sturmgeschütz 3 series of vehicles proved very successful and served on all fronts, from Russia to North Africa and Western Europe to Italy. As assault guns and tank destroyers, because of their low silhouette, the Stug 3s were easy to camouflage and hide, and were difficult targets to destroy. As the situation with the German military deteriorated further later in the war, more Stugs were built than tanks, particularly due to ease of production, and by the end of the war, 11,300 Stug 3s and Stug 42s, which were a variant with a 105 howitzer, had been built. But due to heavy losses, there were only 1,053 Stug 3s and 277 Stug 42s remaining in German service by April 1945. The Stug assault guns were cost-effective compared with the much heavier German tanks such as the Tiger I and Panther. Although as anti-tank guns they were best used defensively, as the lack of a traversable turret and their generally thin armour was a severe disadvantage in the attack role, they played their defensive role well with a kill ratio of 3:1. The Stug saw service with numerous other countries during and after the war, such as Romania, Bulgaria, Finland, the Soviet Union, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Norway, Spain, France, Sweden, Yugoslavia, and finally Syria, who kept them in service until 1973, of which many are left rusting away on the Golan Heights after the 1973 Yom Kippur War, hopefully awaiting preservation. Weapon and was a crucial asset in the German war machine, and many others. While certainly famous, its legacy isn't as coveted as tanks such as the Tiger or Panther. It certainly had the most impact, and its creation impacts how we fight armoured warfare today.